Okay, WD0AKX here, Larry. We're going to do a shack tour tonight. We're over at a gentleman's house here in Albert Lea, and I'll give the mic to him and let him introduce himself and tell a little bit about how he got started in ham radio.
My name is Troy Neist, KXØP. I've been in amateur radio for about 2 years now. I've worked with a gentleman goes by the name of Junior NX0P, and he's the one that kind of got me started into it, and so I decided to go ahead and take my exam, and I passed that and went through my tech, and the next month I studied and passed my general and decided to go a step further, and the month after that I got my extra. So I've been an extra for the last 2 years now, and then I went through and got my VE accreditation. So I've been enjoying to test new hams out there and getting their license as well. As far as what I have in the shack here, I run a TS2000 Kenwood, barefoot on an off-center fed dipole, which is about 30 feet in the air. For 2 meters, I run a Diamond X500, which is up at about 45 feet. What I enjoy mostly with amateur radio, I like to DX and contest. That's probably what I do most. I don't rag chew a whole lot. But I do enjoy contesting and getting in to see how many contacts I can make. What I also do, I also run a laptop here. Typically I just use that more for running DX Summit. I also run some QRZ so I can look up contacts and so forth. So.
Okay, and we'll take a look at your antenna outside in a bit too, but are there any interesting contacts you've had on HF or anything memorable so far, or just DX? Or
I guess running the off-center fed dipole barefoot, I don't have a whole lot of power or range, I guess, and so I know it took a long time to get a Japan, a JA contact, and I know one night I ended up getting 3 in one night, and it took me about 1.5 years to get a Japan contact, and it seemed like they were just rolling in right after that. It was actually pretty easy. But then I also got a couple other ones. I got an Australian contact, which was very good for me. I also did a Russian, which I've gotten once. I've tried many times, but I've only gotten one Russian contact. And then another cool one that I got was down in Antarctica. I think that was probably the most exciting one that I've had, was the Antarctica contact.
And Troy, do you have any other hobbies besides ham radio that you enjoy?
Yeah, in my free time, I'm an avid golfer. I love to go out and golf, probably about a 4 handicap, so I get out as much as I can, which quite isn't as much as I'd like to now that I've had family and little kids, and didn't want to take time away from them. But the kids are getting a little bit older now, so I can take them along with me. And then I enjoy the outdoors. I like hunting and fishing, camping, and spending a lot of time with the family is probably the most enjoyable thing I like to do.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, Troy, what do you use for local contacts, and talk to us hams around Albert Lea and Freeborn County and that?
Okay, I got a couple things that I use. I also use a Kenwood THF6 handheld that I use quite frequently, that I'll carry around with me. And then also I have a mobile unit. I got a Kenwood 710 that I run in my truck. I'll use that as I'm obviously motoring around, and then also we'll use that if we have any bad weather in the area. We'll also go out and do some storm spotting with the Skywarn outfit that we have here in Freeborn County.
Yeah, here's some new used radios, equipment that Troy purchased or received from somebody local that he's going to program and use for ham radios. Good Motorola equipment there, looks like.
This is a picture of my Kenwood DS710 that I have mounted. I used to have it mounted down here, closer down to the cup holders, but I decided I liked it more up on the dash. Just kind of gives me a better sight of view of the radio. I also run APRS on this, so you can kind of check out my location at any time when I'm out driving around the truck at KX0P-9. Okay, outside here we're going to be taking a look at the antennas that I'm using. One of them for HF, I'm using an off-center fed dipole that runs over the house at about 30 feet tall in the center there, and it's about 125 feet long, that I have attached to a back garage that comes out to the tree in the front yard, which works out nicely due to the space of the yard here in town. And then in the back there you can see I do have a tower that runs about 45 feet, and on top of that I have my Diamond X500.
Let's go back and take a close look up the tower.
Okay.
Trying to think, filming. There it is.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the short tour of my shack here, and I look forward to speaking with any of you out there on HF or 2-meter frequencies if I happen to be in the area. So I want to say thanks for watching, and this is KXØP.